chittangi karasore tarindaga pa hyuete tata chotle marino tata kaki debo marino tiade chittangi hine kordan ta karasore hine chi dea to konato delti sima kasi di tuchna chishu tende chichuna ya tende chichuna che tentel 답변은 검르지 집에 걸때 따와요. 그러면 따금 주시면 되는 뒤뒤를 쓰는 게 순간. 그런 정도 있고. 근데 진짜 이제 좀 이제 디스 가서 그랬다. 희내는 지 휴지 된 디스 잡인. 근데 진짜
다 최생인데 지전에 갈리가 그래대. 지전에 레가 보시다래. 저기 다와들랑 셈나 두고 인자.
On the one hand, what we call Dharma is very difficult. But on the other hand, it's very easy, because it really just depends on our own minds.
Then it's same day that same day rangan sene. Then rangan same day but nam to langsor ki jile mata anse de nam to de ki tu batam je de so jene da dan rangan same day rambo so kora le pa.
So you should search for your mind and look after it. Don't let your mind get carried along by rising thoughts. Cut the elaborations and conceptualizations of mind and allow your mind to relax into its natural state. Let your mind simply be in your body and allow relaxation to enter into your mind.
Lega sarsonge minda bosi lega sarsonge midi tene kali jane lega tres kala sarsona lamsa te lo dene tene be de para be ne be cheba neso ta bosi jene kona ranji ge kona sempai lobol ne jene tene kaya namdo maten goten me basi ge kora dinga de na to ne yo.
What does this state of relaxation feel like? It's like the experience of a person who has just finished some exhausting work. After laboring long and hard to accomplish their task, once it is finally over, they experience a blissful satisfaction and are content simply to rest. Quite naturally, their mind will arrive at a state of calm, and they will remain relaxed for a while, without being caught up in their usual pattern of wild and unimaginable thoughts.
Yogi Jilan Ram, Maten Gotenta, Majabuji, and members against them, Korang, Dong Sang, Wajaketini, Lepochi artist, still put the on then little Terranjana. There's some Grand Tangchat liberty in the some Grand Tangchat to
So, following this example, you should try to guard and protect your mind even in the midst of all kinds of turbulent thoughts. Leave your mind in its own natural state and relax. Keep your body still and your speech silent. Don't think about whether or not you should do this or that. Just settle your mind into a state of relaxation and calm, in which there is no chasing after objects and no wild and crazy thoughts. Instead, you should find yourself in a state that is vividly open and empty, brilliantly clear and deeply relaxed. This state of ease is an indication that mind has arrived at its inherent clarity, and it will simply settle itself in that clarity.
Shariona, Shardurane, they Tembago Sympathy, they Ben Dimason Samika, Tokayamo, Shamatha, Done, Sharia de Mo Sympathy.
But it won't remain like that for long. Something happens. a thought rises. When that rising takes place, let your awareness recognize it just as it occurs. Don't think something's gone wrong, but recognize the rising as soon as it arises.
Koranga tola tele shota ya rani koranga tola ran shota ya koranga ngani pa shine sem kora nam do so ma rang ba su ka jadi rang ro re shin to.
And just leave it at that, with the recognition. If mind is just left in its own natural state, it becomes pacified, and all of the rising thoughts naturally subside. As you leave them, they liberate themselves.
Pena jamso lab yo ate kara sha shota de lab koran jamso timro ma to jen ro yo ma tinanji samge nebi shanin joan kanta bu shana dan rawa shoda on rawa kora tron ro re ran jo kora shin ro re dang ro re tin chi ko re.
It's like waves in the ocean. They're left to dissolve back into the ocean, and this is really the only place for them to go. It's the same with our minds. When from out of a state of stillness a movement occurs, by simply leaving it to follow its own natural course, it will be liberated by itself. It'll be naturally pacified and become clear by itself.
Ti ma to ta ya nam do di sha ran ti ma so sam ne ti je le ka ten de je nam do ji be njurtin ro di jana tani yang ji tre tele mang se tre ten de je ne ya ti pa tu ba yu le pa tu ba pa chen ro do yo re ti ndi ne ten de ma je.
That's how you should practice this. But if instead you think, oh, now this thought has arisen, that can't be right, and you try to stop the thought, then that itself is just more thinking. Practicing like that, you only risk furthering your own confusion as the mind follows after objects. So don't practice in that way. Resting in the recognition without following after thoughts is known as peacefully remaining, because it defuses or pacifies the power of thoughts and enables you to remain in the blissful nature of your own mind. This is what we call the practice of Shamatha in Sanskrit, or Zhiney in Tibetan. When you become somewhat familiar with this practice, you may experience a state of physical and mental bliss or ecstasy. Or, if you're meditating at night, you might experience a state of clarity, as if daylight had dawned. Different experiences such as these can occur, and they are signs that you are cultivating the peace and calm of Shamatha. There's no fault in seeing these as positive, but it'd be a mistake to become attached to them. If you just allow them to occur without feeling any attachment towards them, they can only assist you in your practice, and no harm will come of them. So whatever experiences of bliss or clarity occur, there's no need to grasp at them with attachment, and no need to suppress them either. Simply allow them to dissolve naturally.
다야 못도베냠 세제는 나토메 와지게 되네 대야 자는 매와지게야 지니에 그거면 바지라지 톰톰지용 요래 다 들라 못도베냠 세제는 또지 신내데 베데마 남도 샤라마레데 남도 다 당사다 가야 매바지게 그라 되네 배 군식이가 되네 마 틈도요 돼 틈도 다 뒤야 상거래 상당 간들지는 배 르상 농로사 되네 시바데 배데 반항래야 때네 또서지 루지발 중대한잖아 되네 도스는 거.
You could also have what is known as an experience of absence of thought. This is a dark, dull, and drowsy state in which there is no awareness whatsoever. You're not quite asleep, but you're in a blank dullness. This experience of absence of thought does involve some calm abiding, but there are no rising thoughts and none of mind's inherent clarity. This is because you have drifted into the alaya, the all-ground, and you will need to alert yourself and awaken from it. In order to clear it away, straighten your body, exhale the foul air, and focus your awareness in the space in front of you.
Imagine Tom Digana Desana Denia Gom La Potana Tangamare Gom Kajanity, the Tendege Madovinyam Jona, the Yanian Sang. Tene Begora Ripalangarta education.
Otherwise, if you remain in such dullness, your meditation will be ineffective and will never evolve at all. This experience of absence of thought is a fault in meditation, and it must be cleared away whenever it occurs. Then it is also very important to sharpen your awareness. Practicing like this is the way to develop calm abiding. When the mind is resting naturally and at ease in its own unaltered state, that is referred to as the stillness of meditation. If a thought arises out of this state of stillness, that is called movement. And that which knows when mind is in a state of stillness and recognizes any movement is your awareness, or rigpa. These are known collectively as nejuriksum, the three states of stillness, movement, and awareness. As a beginner, unless you do this practice formally in proper meditation sessions, you won't be able to remain at peace. But once you become more familiar with it, you will be able to remain undistracted even while you are walking about. And when you are sitting, you will sit without being distracted from awareness. You should apply the practice to whatever you do, and then it will gradually develop and improve. Was that okay? So, Shall we practice a little meditation together?
Banden lama Rinpoche dagi juru bemini Kajin jembe gane jiso Kusung tuji ngudu dano When
we rest for a while in the natural state like this, it's called meditative equipoise. This is what we refer to as a formal session of meditation. Then, when we rise from that state and we resume all our normal everyday activities, such as walking about, sitting, reciting prayers or mantras, and so on, all activities such as these fall into the period of post-meditation. So post-meditation refers to the period after you have risen from a state of formal meditative equipoise. If you're able to maintain an awareness of the present moment without losing it throughout the post-meditation period, you will quickly gain stability in your formal meditation. So you should try to guard this awareness and never lose it. In meditative equipoise, we allow the mind to settle calmly into its own nature, like the ocean unruffled by the wind. Then, when a thought arises as an expression of mind's energy, and a change occurs, that rising takes place upon the mind itself. Mental distraction is only a movement or a change that takes place within the mind. Whatever turbulent thoughts arise, if you allow the mind to settle into its own nature, they will pacify themselves, just like waves in the ocean dissolving back into the ocean. That is how to practice in your formal meditation. In the post-meditation, which includes the activities of eating, sleeping, walking around, resting, and so on, you shouldn't just jump up like a startled rabbit the moment you've finished your formal meditation. Get up slowly. And then, if you need to leave your home and go outside, walk with your body relaxed and your mind at ease. Focus your gaze lightly on the ground a few feet in front of you. At about a plough's length, it is said in the teachings. and walk calmly, so your mind is not disturbed.
Timaji Kasakalam go to the down the Pajisana, they call some that in Najin Tundo. The Intantodutan and Rovi Capina, Dokwa Talbu, Dokwa Talbu, Jenangani, the Nil, Yashin Kantala, me,
If, on the other hand, you just wander around aimlessly, turning your head from side to side as you go, then you'll become agitated. So when you walk, you should move slowly and steadily, taking slow steps and looking at the ground a few feet in front of you. That is how to walk about.
Then David Casina, then a better Sato Chevanaji, such as Satoji Yata, Chichajan, take that and my son of Dinaji membership. My David Casina, then the Talbu, my day. Talbu, David Casina.
When you sit down, don't fall to the ground like a sack of earth or a heavy stone. If a stone is suspended above the ground and the rope that holds it in place is cut, it crashes to the earth with a thud. Rather than sitting down like that ourselves, we should sit slowly and calmly.
I make it in the meat generality, Tayakafina, to make it Simson Tana and Transin Jambi Sujitas on it. They make it Sulatena that any make on Ramba, the same level and it did on it. The Transins are Saint Trayaka, Mikadukala, the Tayatella, that is an it Transin. Jambi Sujita, said Jambi Suji Semlantini, Sambada Koran, Rangichansu, Sem Jula, Yena. They make it the Tatan, the Telujaketani, Shivaji Koran Dangi Yori. They make it some Tanada and the Transit Jambi Sujitas.
As for how you should act when encountering other people, it's said, "When I look upon another being, may my gaze be honest and filled with love." So when you encounter someone, gaze at them straightforwardly and honestly from a state of natural calm. Look at them with a sincere and loving gaze. If your mind is loving and you have bodhicitta, then that will lend a particular expression to your gaze and convey an atmosphere of peace and calm. So when you look at other beings, look at them honestly and with love.
I say, Tamsi Magic Captain Regina, the Toromoro, then the Kanjo Manjo, the Massive Transi, Ketch a Transi, Jambi Gonit, Pagi Semlam Baba, Yangi Semlam Baba, the Lord and Teba, the need Nawarin Yamba, the Negate, the Tam Tambo, the Jos, Tamsina,
When you talk, don't just chatter away meaninglessly about whatever comes to your mind. Speak truthfully and gently in a way that suits your listeners and is agreeable to them.
The Sai Captain Regina and Cha, who poo says, and the Chabra Gobra, the Pajuka 7 about the Chiki, the this is what about member Jacketani, Kazi Zai to Zina, and Ranzi, Lebu, and then he said the Pacora Sa, Lebuchin, living on his son, Tomayina, and living on it.
When you eat, don't make all kinds of noises, like a cow chewing the cud, or a dog gobbling up its dinner. Eat and drink calmly and mindfully, in a state of natural relaxation.
Then he penata. Teach something that in Dorika Brazina, something that in Dorna, that any Kora Zengi Tonsada. Then it is Tindegi Kora Mambun Rimsada, and then she saw Tulakan Yandam Lasso Batende, that summer will be near to any member. Ranjing at any penacora Cap Neba Bay Sagatani Sat Golbola Tennis. Teacher the Santina and this and doors. Shoot them there than a tenica, such a Zazaga member chicketini, shoot them there, Tamat and they put shows.
And when you go to the toilet, find a suitable location to do it in. one that's hidden from other people and away from popular gathering places and sacred sites such as temples.
Tene sa nyena dane rambo so lepo ngane tene ma kura. Nyeka tena lama konsola sawa tap tinga tene range sa. Lepo ngane tene te lama konsola sawa tabi tene se nye song.
When you go to sleep, lie down gently and in a relaxed way. Then pray to the Master and the three jewels, the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. That is how to fall asleep, with your mind at ease and in a state of prayer.
Ya dangi kapsula jina tene ya konso sumbu kona yi konso da tsawe lama yi la lange temba chiki to tene tila kona loha mugu tene dane ya rang lu danga dana semge mugu danga nyamdo yonga chebore song.
And then when you wake up, bring the three jewels and your Master clearly to mind, and get up in that state of devotion. In this way, it is said, devotion should arise in your mind, just as you yourself are rising.
Tene se ya danta rondu sanye chelam ganga kafe ina dan lula le chakwa. Ngala dan lula le chakwi kona talsi ngamba. Ngala le chakwi tege tene mawa nyungsi si zumba. Majitam kari sena dan. Kesa nyung kesa mambo tarzore memba. Kesa nyung mawa nyungsi tsuyo simbas. Pe tila manyung tsuyo simbas. Yengi nawala nyemba dan semlam baba. Tendigi tam sena tendigi.
Then, throughout all of your daily activities, walking, resting, eating or sleeping, your body should be relaxed. You should move calmly and slowly. Your speech too should be calm, with as few words as possible, and yet disciplined, pleasant to the ear, and agreeable to the mind.
Tene se jeneta sanjen rondu guchalam tamji ta ten rap jere tene te nga tene tene chuda timbaji ta zo che semji chuda timbaji gani te rang kora chu seng da sem tulwa jere ta tulwa nyamon ba ma sia jere ta tene jel ten bena te.
If you act like this, then all of your daily activities will accord with the teachings, and, most important of all, your mind will be in harmony with the Dharma. Here, in this context, Dharma means taming our minds and pacifying all our disturbing emotions.
Konde tawi tingchen top namje yeme gombi tsarsen top landra tsatra chevan transfer to kusum yeme revu sato so tile chembo kudang singam tamsik chembo kwalang samata chedal chembo redo ndbarol zowa chembo chugo nganjur so Jiva sumji chalap ning la chu juntu tawi lamsang sem la zo chile namsi le yintu bai manta me be yintu wa drawa ra chu ya